You guys know how I like to dig into the psyche of our president.
Sounds terrible.
However painful, I love to dig into the psyche of Donald J. Trump. And this week, I'm trying to understand why we're going to war with Venezuela.
With Venezuela?
We're at war with Venezuela.
We're blowing up their boats.
About as much as we're ever at war with anyone these days, right? Like
we haven't gone all bombing the lights out yet, but Trump's authorized CIA action inside Venezuela. We've been blowing up a bunch of their boats.
Why do we know about that? Why do we...
I don't know.
I feel like if you authorize CIA activities, we shouldn't know about that.
Let me just double check my source on this. That's a good point.
The New York Times? Rag? I bet he did, because he's just like that. Another reason why I don't think Trump took out Epstein is because he's just like that. He would just say if he did.
He would tweet it.
Yeah.
Like someone needs to kill Epstein.
Yeah, he would truth it.
I told you I don't have small hands. Look at how well I choked that bitch out.
Yeah, the article, my source is Trump administration authorizes covert CIA action in Venezuela from the New York Times.
God,
their source is, the first paragraph is, the Trump administration has secretly authorized the CIA to conduct covert action in Venezuela, according to U.S. officials. So...
Did they put quotes on secretly? Is there any sort of acknowledgement?
In the New York Times, it's no longer a secret. They should have attempted to secretly.
Yeah, they got this information the way that the New York Times can get this kind of information. If you are a CIA operative if you're a CIA operative trying to leak important intelligence on Venezuela, please leave a comment.
Make sure you leave the name of the porn movie you wouldn't be known by.
Gigantic asses. It doesn't have the same ring to it as Deep Throat.
Okay. Right. But so, yeah, it kind of looks like we're going to war with Venezuela. We've moved a carrier battle group off the coast of Venezuela. I haven't heard about bombing sorties yet, but other than to destroy a bunch of boats. And yes, this covert CIA action that's so sneaky, the New York Times put it on the front page. Yeah, seems like war could be coming, and all this makes me wonder why. And I don't mean why are they going to say that they're going to war with Venezuela, but why are they actually going to war with Venezuela?
Traditionally, one enters into pointless boondoggles when they're trying to distract from something.
That seems plausible. Or just so that he can declare an emergency. It's all just a gimmick to gain power at home.
Yeah, if you're going off the whole fascist checklist, declaring a state of emergency is on there. So I don't know, maybe this is part of that.
How could war in Venezuela be an emergency for the U.S.?
They pose an edit they're gonna get us so bad. You line up the Venezuelan military against the American military, and they're they're real peers.
Yeah. So I put together a little list of the reasons that I've heard floated. The first two that we came up with here are not on my list. They were to distract from domestic issues and to set a pretext for more authoritarianism at home.
That's why you bring it to the big dogs.
That's
big
right.
Brain thoughts.
Good insights. Okay, so here are a couple other things I've heard floated. So give me your quick takes. One, he is trying to repay bribes from the oil industry.
What? Oil industry lobbied for him helped him get elected, and that this is a way of paying back Shell and potentially Saudi Aramco that he's doing deals with right now. This is we'll get in on the Venezuelan oil industry.
Right. So I think it's, for the most part, American oil companies are not allowed in Venezuela, but I think Chevron is, or one of them is. And yet he famously asked for $1 billion contribution from a room full of oil execs during the campaign. There was one of the other justifications that has been floated is humanitarian reasons, which I bring up right now because, obviously that's not why we're going to war with Venezuela. But
this is what happens. You hang out You hang out with Israeli politicians too long, and this is what you think of as humanitarian aid. He's a bad influence, that Netanyahu. I knew it from the start.
But in 2017, there's a quote from Donald Trump standing next to Rex Tillerson, who was his first Secretary of State, I think,
Yeah.
and also a former CEO of ExxonMobil. Venezuela is not far away, and the people are suffering and dying. Many options for Venezuela, including a possible military option if necessary. So that's back in 2017. Donald Trump threatening to use the military with like suspiciously standing right next to an oil exec, and the justification he gave was because the people are suffering.
Donald Trump,
So
humanitarian.
while he's Nobel Peace Prize, maybe this is the war that he needs to start to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's what the Nobel Peace Prize winner said. So I don't know.
Ay,
The
ay,
winds of peace are blowing over the Caribbean. They're gonna rain hellfire on Venezuela.
So here's the reason that I've heard the most from Trump lately: drugs.
He's on them. That's why he wants to invade. He's off his rocker. He's doing so many rails of cocaine that
So what do you guys think? Is the war in Venezuela going to impact the drug trade?
No way, man. I mean, it might make it more bountiful.
it might shift the supply slightly. I mean, I don't know. I don't think most of the drugs that are imported into America come from Venezuela.
Yep. So he's just lying, right? Just lying.
Yep. As often.
Like, where would you have to invade to stop imports of drugs to America? You'd have to invade, like, China.
20
Mexico?
countries.
It's like Afghanistan again. It's
Nice.
like Colombia, Mexico.
What makes smuggling hard is when you have a bunch of people from your country flying back and forth constantly in large cargo planes.
The Netherlands. You'd have to invade the Netherlands.
All right. Here's one that I've heard: China. We're invading
It's
Venezuela.
gonna invade China?
Because
Like,
China. No.
just a hop,
We're in-
skip, and a jump. It's like a
No,
real
no.
ideal launching plan.
Right. Using Venezuela strategically proximate to China. But no, so here's why. So, I mean, it's kind of related to oil, for one. China is a big oil importer. Venezuela is their fourth largest importer. And so, in a couple of years, when the U.S. and China are getting closer to war, being able to turn off the spigot to one of their main oil importers might be a deterrence, or it might give leverage during that conflict.
I think this
mean-
one's pretty weak.
Yeah. You said it's their fourth largest source of oil? That's not that much.
But
right?
what is their first largest? Is it
Russia,
like-
I would assume, right?
Russia, right?
Okay, yeah, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the UAE.
It was Russia.
Yeah, it was Russia.
Ha.
Wait, but that list
we're
is different
geniuses.
than the list. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and South and Central America. Maybe my other number was outdated. So they are a major exporter of oil to China.
Sure,
Um,
but like, I don't know. I feel like if we really cared about that, there's ample opportunity to do things to Russia instead of Venezuela. And like, also, we're already deeply involved with Saudi Arabia, so I guess there wouldn't be that much leverage there.
Or is extra
But
leverage.
never mind.
Well, there's lots of leverage. I mean, the point is, like, if they're in the case of a war between U.S. and China, I think like clearly the U.S. would target China's oil. And yeah, it seems like that's a thing that so the U.S. could do it if and when that happened. It hardly seems like a necessary strategic step to deter China invading Taiwan. Like, so
It's
I could-
just too many steps ahead for it to be something that Donald Trump decided to do. You know, he's more short term. You know,
I think it could be just sort of living out the philosophy of what is it, war fighting, right? Or like I feel like Trump doesn't seem to believe soft power, right? Like we're gonna get rid of U.S. aid and we're gonna put more money into the military, and we're not gonna carrot and stick. We're not gonna incentivize. We're going to threaten and we're gonna invade. And so just he doesn't like Venezuela. Venezuela is in the Western Hemisphere, so they're gonna invade them.
Is this a continuation of the China point, or is this its own point?
It's its own point, an ad hoc point.
the interesting one here this next point, you just have election interference. Didn't they wasn't that like the accusation where they had something to do with like
Dominion voting systems or
Dominion
something?
voting systems? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Basically, so here's the theory that yes, Donald Trump is going to invade Venezuela because they've been trying to interfere with our elections by sending us hackable voting machines or something like that. Guys give that a lot of credence.
Well, I mean, he certainly did say that. But
Yeah, it's utter bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. Like, is there like an all of the above? Like, I think the real reason is probably just
They stick up
because
for
they're an
themselves
easy
too much,
target.
dude. Yeah, when the U.S. tries to push them around.
Yeah, any number of these reasons could be the main driver, but like ultimately, like if Donald Trump wants to have something for the military to do, like maybe this is as good a target as any. They, wouldn't win in a conventional war against the United States.
Anyway, all of this is to say it's really hard to think of a good reason why we should be spilling blood in Venezuela right now. Probably shouldn't do that.
I mean, everyone agrees invading Iraq was a mistake, dude. Why would we just invade on even less basis?
Why indeed? Like, I don't know. I think it will be worse morally to invade Venezuela. Like, there's not even like a whiff of threat to the United States coming out of Venezuela. It's outrageous to even be considering military force against, such a densely populated area for over such minimal reasons.
I mean, and we're not even, at least with Iraq, I mean, there was a authorization in Congress, right? Like Congress voted on this. It's hard to think. I mean, is anyone going to vote for this? Like, is this something that the Senate is going to vote for?
I mean, maybe this is the time. Like, maybe this is the final straw. Like, this is where Congress actually takes back their war powers. Like they pass a resolution. No, they did. They passed a resolution recently to like reaffirm their right as like I don't know. Never mind. Who cares? Like,
right, and ending some of the like post 9/11 powers that they gave, right? That's
that
what
was it.
you were talking about.
Yeah. They took back the authorization of force thing from the Iraq War declaration.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can't think that this would be popular with the American people either. I mean, of all the stuff that Trump has done, tariffs, I think this would be less popular than tariffs. Now, okay, maybe, if we win really quickly, but, there's going to be some aftermath.
Bush administration put so much work into manufacturing that war against Iraq. This is just so lazy. Like we like all the reasons you listed are like barely feel like mentioning. And there's more on the list. There's tons of reasons that they threw out there and just don't mean anything. Like containing communism, I see on the list. Like, what? The Cold War ended in the 90s. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about, hear me out. Imagine that you don't know anything. Socialism and communism.
I've already voted for Trump
ism.
3 times. Got it.
They both end in ism. Maduro and Chavez, they're sort of the left wing. They've gone off the left wing deep end a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
but I agree with Phil, dude. This is just like, it's so lazy. He hasn't even sent his like Secretary of State to the UN with a bunch of fake pictures, dude.
But also, hold on, Russia is like the military hardware provider for Venezuela, also. So
yeah, they provide the military hardware for everyone who doesn't get along with the US.
But I'm just saying that combination being like sort of socialist,
they're not communist,
having an ism and getting your weapons from Russia, that make people like Trump. For Trump, the Cold War never ended. I'm just saying, like ideologically, it wouldn't be that shocking if that sort of is how he sees this. It's like,
if you ignore reality, it makes sense. Good point.
I was, the point was like, I started with, wait, why are we going to war in Venezuela? And then I just tried to think of every plausible thing that anyone might say about it. And it's like, yeah, maybe it's just to, make money for the American oil interests.
Look,
Maybe
man, you put in the work.
that.
I gotta hit on all the points. You have Marco Rubio says so. Can you explain your thinking on this?
I saw something where, yeah, Marco Rubio seems to actually like feel pretty strongly about this, and Donald Trump kind of likes Marco Rubio.
He does seem to be one of the more functional members of his cabinet.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't really make sense. I haven't really dug deep enough into why it is that, because, okay, if Marco Rubio says so, then that does beg the question, well, then why the hell does now instead of asking why does Donald Trump want to go with war with Venezuela, I have to figure out why does Marco Rubio want to go to war with Venezuela?
Turtles all the way down.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just, like Trump is not taking anyone's opinion for anything. One man, one opinion, one vote kind of guy.
But yeah, with Marco Rubio though, again, like there's like maybe like a little bit of this this communism containment thing, like seeing there's like got the anti-communist Hispanic thing, and he's like, oh my gosh, these guys are socialists and they're from South America. I don't like
Man.
it.
All right.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah, this is some
fucking
bullshit.
Like, it's just like it feels terrible. Like the whole laziness of it. Like the war with Iraq felt inevitable, and this also feels inevitable. But he's just dragging the country kicking and screaming into this one. I mean, they were already kicking and screaming. He was making them kick and scream, but now they're also being dragged into war with Venezuela.
Yeah, but like literally, like, can you think of a less popular thing like to do, or like a stupid
It's gonna turn every American
with
child
China.
into hamburgers.
Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome.
But like war with a power that could actually fight us, right? Like that would be less popular.
China would also like instantly crash the economy, which would be pretty unpopular.
Yeah.
People can't get
Yeah,
there.
no,
in
I'd
the
like-
boo-boos.
Yeah, I mean, well, imagining we get to not send the world into total nuclear annihilation, it would crash the economy as well. Like a catastrophic depression, like something the US has never seen.
Well, until next time, peace, make love, not war.